In this video, we are going to talk about when enough is when you should start thinking about living a narcissistic relationship. Right. My name is Busi. I am a narcissistic abuse survivor, domestic abuse survivor, all kinds of abuse I've survived 3 times, right? Not the same kind. Is that called? Right. So in this video, I'm just going to try and help you to decide or to give you a nudge so that you are able to live a narcissistic relationship. Um, Being in a narcissistic relationship is the worst kind of nightmare that I don't even wish for my worst enemy, because by the time you realize something is off, something is wrong, and that your relationship isn't working out as you would have imagined, or without comparing with other people. But then you realize that then the way a relationship is supposed to unfold isn't happening for you. For example, you don't even have a one-to-one, like just the two of you, right? Say now you've got children, say, and it's just the two of you. You don't have like that me time or we time. uh, they're always busy with something else, such that even if you try and carve out time for you guys to be together, it ain't happening. You're the only one who's making an effort. You're the only one who's initiating conversation. You are the only one who's just serving. Like you've become a servant, right? So without knowing what it is that you are faced with, you're just gonna meet the same kind of situation again. So your first port of call should be for you to learn about narcissism. You need to know what love bombing is and how you were love bombed, because then when it happens again, you're sort of like, oh no, I've seen this before. Your antenna is aware, is receiving loud and clear. All right. So now that you've learned about love bombing, now that you've realized that this confusion you've been suffering, you've been going through isn't normal because it's emotional abuse. Now that you've realized that you don't feel any confidence, you don't have any self-esteem. I mean, probably you've never left the door. You've never left the door maybe a week ago. I mean, there was no reason for you to leave the door because now you're like a caged bed. So you only wait for your master to feed you. Right. It's unfortunate that I have to put it this way, but this is how it felt like for me. Like I said, I'm a survivor, so I can talk about these things from my own experience as well as trying to help you, because I realize that our experiences are the same. If you are in a narcissistic abuse relationship, you might be wherever in the world, but your experience is exactly the same as my experience. And you wonder, do these people come from the same person? I mean, we all come from God, but yeah, well, they are personalities, right? They're different personalities. So if you are thinking of leaving, please do. I did not want to leave because I didn't know what I was faced with. Okay, when I got to know what narcissism is, I had this clarity. I could make a decision now, like an informed decision, because you don't want to rush decisions, because these are life-changing events, or it's a life-changing decision that you have to take or make for yourself and for your family if you've got children, because if they are being cruel to you and then you've woken up, because it's like waking up from a dream when you come to realize what narcissism is, and that you are actually dealing with a narcissist, and it's abuse. I mean, a narcissist can only abuse you. There's nothing else they could do. They can't, well, they will love bomb you in the beginning because they have to put up an act to draw you in, to lure you in, and then to they put you in a state that you think your life is going to be like this forever. Like, for example, some of the things that they can do for you is they sort of like know what women want. If you are like from the culture that I was born in, I say I was born in because I choose to see things differently. I'm not bound by culture. Yes, because the person who said whatever people are following was a person like me. Does that make sense? So we can't just live in the past because of, right. That's beside the point, right? So if you come from a culture like mine, you sort of like know that men don't normally cook, don't normally do housework, don't normally do child care or caring for the child, or the, yeah, that way. So a narcissist will use that to lure you in. They'll tell you that, oh, me, I've done this with kids. I know how to clean the house. I know how to cook. I know how to whatever. And then they'll actually do it in the first days of you knowing them. They would actually cook a very nice meal, well presented on a plate. And then you'd be like, I never come across this before. I mean, if somebody could cook, they would just probably, it's not like the chef kind of meal prep that you would encounter on your dinner plate. So, I mean, they'll put up all the stops just to make sure you view them the way that is sellable or that makes you get hooked. Right. So that's love bombing, right? So now that you realize, okay, so I've gone through love bombing, I've gone through, what do you call this? Why am I confused? Why do I need to ask them for everything? Is this okay? What do you think about that? I mean, now you don't trust yourself. You've lost your sense of self-worth, you've lost your self-confidence, your self-esteem. You just feel like you're not enough. Why is that? And God will send people to remind you that you're an amazing human being. Maybe this video is for you as well. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with you. If anything, they're trying to copy you, to imitate you, to steal from you. But what is yours will always be yours. Yes, there will be some emotional damage. You need healing. But it is healing, right? You'll heal and then you'll be fine. Hopefully. You'll be fine. But anyway, you won't see the world the same way than before, which is good. Right. So now, since the topic of this video is when you should leave a narcissistic relationship, I've said that you need to educate yourself. You also need to just listen to your gut. How do you feel about leaving? Because for the longest time, I felt like I was just, after an argument or after a misunderstanding, and I mean, they'll push you to the edge. They'll push you to the very edge where you just know that if I keep going, I'm just going to lose myself, like for good. And you don't know what that looks like. So you just need to be clear, that you're doing the right decision, and by listening to your gut. So I felt a bit of a contraction. I was like, oh, what's going on? You don't have peace about the decision you're about to make. But then you realize, and then one time you ask yourself, is this a good idea? Is it a good decision to take? Is it a good decision to make? Should I leave? And then you feel, yeah. So once you feel that, yeah, 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 yeah. um, it's liberating. It is freedom. Um, I don't know what stage or how you've lived your life up to this point, but if you've ever left a situation that was stifling, a situation that you felt bound, and then now you are able to just be free, you're able to just breathe in and breathe out without being told you're breathing in too much air. I mean, literally, it will be like you're not so sure if you should just do like small breaths. Otherwise, you anger them for breathing in too much air. I mean, yeah. So now the other thing is, let's see, the sooner you realize what you're dealing with, that it's narcissistic, that you're dealing with a narcissist, that this is narcissistic abuse, the better you should leave. Because there's a lot of unpacking that you're going to have to do when you've left. Now, if it's been 18 years, like my experience, um, I mean, it takes a while. It takes a while to fully heal and put that behind you. So the sooner, the better. Does that answer your question? I hope so. Write in the comment section, sooner the better, or just better. So I know you understand what I'm saying. And then the next point will be um, domestic abuse. Once, once you are in the hands of an abuser, they won't stop at just emotionally abusing you. The aim is to kill, steal, and destroy your life. So the sooner you realize this is abuse, this is domestic abuse, you're dealing with a narcissist, you know that a narcissist is not going to change, they cannot change, it's a personality disorder. So unless if they actually take it upon themselves to get help, but otherwise they don't feel anything's wrong with them. If anything, it's you need your head checked. It's you who needs to talk less. It's you who's causing all the troubles that are happening. So when that is happening, there's no way things are going to get better for you. So now that you realize this is a narcissist, this is domestic abuse, and what they're capable of doing, leave. If you don't know how to leave, because that was the other thing that I was faced with, I was like, where am I going to go? Um, is this the right decision for the kids? Is it? make sure the kids know what is happening. Explain to them if you've got kids. Uh, well, if they're like 8 and under, mm, don't say a word, because they can just be asked what's happening and then they'll just talk about it. So if you've got like young, older kids, and just make sure that they know it's your plan for them and you, that you're trying to help, because they're already suffering, and they can see that you're not happy, and they can see how. I remember my daughter saying that she just wanted her mom to be happy, and if you're happy, you become creative. If you're happy, you enjoy life. If you're happy, you actually look forward to getting out and about. You're actually looking forward to contributing. You're actually looking forward to starting a YouTube channel and start talking and sharing your experiences and helping other people and teach other people and inform other people about narcissism. Uh, that it can happen to anybody from any background, any race, any gender. There you go. So, um, there's no need to delay. Once you realize it is abuse, go. It's time to leave. Time to leave. You don't want to get to a point where they start hitting hard on your mental health. Say, for example, if you lost a parent, we know we all are close to our parents, or we love our parents. So if you lose them, that realization that you're never going to see them again, and then now they'll start using that, saying your behavior is because you're depressed. You might end up being sectioned and being, because they'll be speaking on your behalf. Like, yeah, because they're so charming, they are believable, they're likable, they know how to work the system, they know how to play around with people. They're masters. So they can convince people that you are ill when you're not. And you can be given medication that you don't even need. That's how dangerous dealing with a narcissist is. So that's basically what I would say about when to leave. As soon as you realize, go. Pack your things and go. But at the same time, you need to make sure your decision making that decision while you're sober, because you don't want to go and then them hovering on you, and then you being manipulated into believing that you were wrong, and then now you're like back again. And then once you've left, and then you get back together, I can guarantee you that it's gonna be worse. It's going to be worse than the first time I experienced that. So I am not just pulling this out of thin air. The second time, you start with love bombing again. You'll be like, I didn't know you were like this. They're showing a side of them that you never knew existed. And they'll even tell you that you don't even know who they are. And you're wondering, what is this all about? That is before you've learned about narcissism, right? So once you've learned about narcissism, please believe everything that you're being taught, because we've lost so many people just because if you're being manipulated, you believe you're a manipulator. You'll be like, everyone else is, nah, they are telling the truth. But no, it's all manipulation, and it might not end well. It might not end well. Just look in the news. Just go on news websites, and then just see what they're saying about violence towards women, especially being being done by in a relationship by a male partner, your partner. I mean, just look at the statistics. So that's basically what I'll say. I'll suggest for you to do. Leave, leave, leave as soon as you know, as soon as you've got somewhere to go. If you don't have somewhere to go, I've got a link, I've got a video, I'll put it here, about how to report domestic abuse. Because thank God they will now have the law, because it's against the law. Coercive control is against the law. Once the police know that you're going through coercive control, your abuser could be put on trial. It's against the law. There you go. So at least we got something on our backs. Because before the law came into act or into effect, before it became a law, actually, I called the police 3 occasions, but they didn't know what coercive control was. They couldn't see the red flags. They couldn't see, that I was being emotionally abused, and also that there was financial abuse. Although, yeah, being human, you just think, oh, maybe you're just going through a rough patch, or because we just moved into a new home, so there was just a lot that needed doing and stuff like that. So yeah, without taking much of your time, just go, leave. So I just want to say to you, I love you, and I hope this video has helped you. Yes, it's a bit of all over the place, but this is the best I can deliver to you, because when you've gone through abuse, you sort of like I couldn't string a sentence together. I mean, I couldn't even speak on camera like I'm doing right now. I mean, I love you. Okay? You got a heart. Yeah. From me to you. Bye bye.